My wife left me for a rich man when I lost my job, but 6 months later, she came back crying and begging. My name is Rick. I am 35 years, and my wife is 32. Her name is Mina. My wife and I have been married for the past 5 good years, and throughout our marriage, everything has been smooth until just a few weeks ago, I started noticing some weird changes in her attitude. She had begun talking to me anyhow, and it was as if I was her slave. I no longer mattered to her. I've been home for over 2 months because I lost my job. And to be honest, things have been very tough for us. Yes, I know she's been the only one providing and supporting the bills and other essentials for upkeep. But that doesn't give her the audacity to talk to me like I was a 15-year-old child. We don't have kids anyway. This sudden change in her attitude kept me wondering why and how she would treat me this way. I was trying to pinpoint if I had done anything wrong to her, so I apologized. But there was nothing. Absolutely nothing. Or could someone else be giving her attention? I asked myself. I needed answers, so I made up my mind to keep an eye on her for some time. And I found something fishy. A number saved as Frank had been calling her all along. Could that guy be the reason for her cold attitude towards me? I confronted her the next day about it. "Who is Frank?" I asked. She stared at me quietly. For minutes, she was silent until she decided to speak. "He's more rich, responsible, and caring than you," she said. I couldn't believe it. She was comparing me to Frank. I thought this was marriage, and I thought it was for the better or for the worse, and I knew we were in this together. But she had other plans. Those words pierced through my heart. Is this what I get for 2 months of staying home jobless? No respect for me as a man? I was hurt, but I didn't say a word. An hour later, she came out with her bags fully packed. I asked her, "Where are you going?" She looked straight into my eyes and said, "To my new rich and responsible husband." I couldn't believe it. Upon the little research I did about Frank, he was the CEO of a private oil and gas company. He had cars, mansions, and looked good all the time. In less than 10 minutes, Mina was out of the house. I still couldn't believe it, especially if someone told me that a time would come when my own wife would leave me for another man, simply because I was jobless. Weeks later, I saw her post all over social media pages, parties, and good living. She ignored all my calls and texts. It all seemed like I was no longer a priority in her life anymore. Later that same day, I received a call from one of the companies that interviewed me for one of their top roles as a marketing manager. I was so glad. The pay was good and I could start living well again. Months later, everything was fine on my side until I noticed my ex-wife was no longer posting regularly online. I just hoped everything was fine on her side. It had been 6 months already, and there was little or no updates about her on her social media pages. My instincts told me something was wrong. At that same time, I had gotten a new girlfriend whom I was planning to marry. Her name was Tracy. She truly cared about me, especially in my toughest moments. Her heart was pure, and I knew she was the one for me. We worked in the same company. One rainy Sunday evening, we were home, and I suddenly heard a knock on the door. Who could it be? I stood up and opened the door, and there it was. It was my ex-wife, Mina. I looked at her in shock and in pity, wondering why she was back and what she wanted from me. I allowed her to enter and offered her a seat. She explained things, saying she later found out that the man she left for was dealing in drugs. "Drugs?" I exclaimed. She instantly went on her knees to apologize, but it was too late. She saw Tracy inviting me over for dinner, and she couldn't believe it. "Who is she?" she asked solemnly. "She is my wife to be." Mina couldn't believe it, and all she wanted was a second chance from me. Let me know what you think in the comments. Thanks for staying.